Jack Thunder and the Dawn of Unity. Chapter 18 Ivy's Last Stand. A distant squelch and the sound of stone cracking met Shadowpaw's ears. The ground began to shake as a handful of stones the size of softballs tumbled past. "Guys," he called out to his friends, "we gotta get out of here!" "No duh, genius," Snotter quipped. "No, he's right, look up," Kirami directed. Enormous blobs of wendigo substance hailed down from the sky. Every time they splattered against the mountain above, bigger and bigger rocks clattered down the side. At this rate, they would be buried alive. "Go! Go!" Jack Thunder directed. Stormbringer flashed, and a small storm cloud formed under his feet. He grabbed onto Stephanie and hoisted her up. The 6 heroes made a break for the desert, dodging tumbling rocks and helping each other get to safety. Snotter used Terra to cast nets of vines that caught the falling boulders. She cleaved through the bigger ones, cutting a path through the chaos. Twicchit panicked as he weaved his way through the ever-changing maze. Suddenly, a massive chunk of sandstone landed right in front of him. He was surrounded on all sides, trapped. A yellow blade of light sliced through the barrier before him. Saturn reached for him through the opening. "Come on, grab a hold of my hand!" The Nekomata took Saturn's hand, but just as the Valkyrie pulled him out, he felt another hand grab his ankle. One with scratchy, leathery paws. "Nice try, traitor," Ivy bellowed. "If I can't have my place on the board, you aren't making it out of here alive either." Saturn grunted as he strained against Ivy's pull. Snotter quickly saw what was happening and grabbed onto the Valkyrie's back. One by one, each of the young heroes joined in the lethal game of tug-of-war. The air grew thick with dust as pieces of the mountain rained down all around them. "Ivy, stop!" Buckthorn pleaded. "If you keep going on like this, you'll be crushed too!" "Never! I'd rather die than surrender to you!" Just as those words left Ivy's mouth, a booming crack sounded. Ivy turned around and gasped, letting go of Twitchit's leg. With one last heave, the young heroes pulled Twicchit free. They all ran in the opposite direction as fast as they could. A cacophony of rumbling and clattering met their ears as the avalanche chased them away from the caverns of challenge. Wendigo mass continued to pour down from above, crashing like waves into the tsunami of broken sandstone. Eventually, calamity gave way to stillness. The landslide was over, and so was the storm of Null. The team stopped to catch their breath. "Is everyone all right?" Buckthorn asked. Affirmative nods went around the group. Jack Thunder, Shadowpaws, Kirami, everyone seemed to have made it. There was only one face she couldn't see. "Wait, where's Stephanie?" Shadowpaw's tails bushed out. "Right here, guys," Stephanie called out from behind a stray boulder. She limped towards the crew. "Stephanie, you're hurt!" Buckthorn rifled through her bag. She took out a roll of bandages and wrapped it around Stephanie's leg. Stephanie winced. It burned a little bit. "There, it's smothered in healing herbs, so it shouldn't get infected," Buckthorn reassured her. She turned back to the mountains in the distance, which were now covered in nasty black gunk. Shadowy clouds still lingered high above, stirring nervously. They knew exactly what came next. The young champions knew it too. They lined up, pointing the fragments of anima towards the caverns of challenge. Red, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. They all ignited as their wielders began reciting the Wendigo banishing incantation. "Back to the flip side with you and your hate. You have no place in this land of dreams. We belong to Alterus. Alterus is ours. Now be gone." As soon as they uttered that last word, the rainbow of colors transformed into a uniform white. A beam of energy shot out towards the mountain, encasing it in spectral light. Stephanie had to shield her eyes as it threatened to blind her. All around, she heard screeches from demonic beings as their bodies burned to ash. Suddenly, she could open her eyes again. She watched as the energy from the fragments rushed upward towards a throbbing rift in the sky. With a flash and a bang, it sealed shut. The sound of desert wind filled her ears as everything returned to normal. It was just clear, starry skies and pale sand for as far as the eye could see. It was like the wendigos had never been here at all. "Jack? Jack!" Stephanie heard the flapping of wings overhead. San touched down in front of them. He gave a concerned glance at her bandages. "Don't worry, Buckthorn here fixed me up." Stephanie smiled and gestured towards the reef siren. San frowned. It looked like a lot more than that. It would probably take a few weeks to heal, if not months. Still, he breathed a sigh of relief. They'd all made it. "How did you know we were out here?" Shadowpaws inquired. San closed his eyes. He still couldn't believe it. "Twicchit found me, ran up to me and started shouting that you were down there. He said you'd rescued him?" Jack Thunder nodded. "It was a bit of a struggle. Ivy grabbed onto his leg and wouldn't let go." "Speaking of, where is that Ivy anyway?" Snotter growled. "I ought to go back to that pile of rubble and make sure she's gone for good." "Never mind, Snotter," San commanded. Snotter paused. A quizzical expression crossed her face. The Tengu's citrus eyes narrowed at the ruins behind them. "She's not worth the trouble." Without another word, San nodded towards Jack Thunder. The storm gremlin summoned an enormous cloud. Everyone hopped on just as it lifted off. Stephanie peered over the edge. As they soared over the pile of mountain rubble, she could indeed see what had become of Ivy. A single red poppy had emerged from the cracks between the stones. It was already beginning to wilt. By morning, it would be nothing more than a thin husk in the middle of the desert, just like the memory of Ivy Butternut.